Good afternoon, everybody. It's Tim from Four Hounds Homestead, and today I'm actually just going to kind of give a tour of our homestead here where we live. This does not take into account the big farm that we have, which I will do another video on the next time I'm down there. So here we have one of the prefab sheds where I keep all the tools and other miscellaneous random stuff, but this is our little tractor. This is the only tractor we have. It's the Kubota BX 2380, which I love. It's perfect for me and for what we need to do here. Obviously, if we start getting into bigger farming projects, etc., then we might need something bigger. Down at the farm, I have a 2-row planter. I've got a mower and another implement that I use to help grade. This thing is great. It was such a wonderful investment. A little pricey, but that's good. You know, it works for us. Over there, we've got our bad boy zero turn, which I tried to use the Kubota belly mower for a period of time, but it ended up being kind of too much for what we need to do here. So this zero turn is excellent for what we need. Oh yeah, I have forks for the Kubota as well. So this bad boy is the ZT Elite 42-inch. Love it. Has cut my mowing time down from about 6 hours to about 2. So now we're going to go into the orchard. Some of y'all have seen some pictures that I posted, still pictures, up on the Facebook page. But we have now, please don't make fun of our growing garden and all the things. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing, but it works for us. So here's one apple tree that I planted a couple years ago. We did have some fruit on the tree, but I think our friends the deer have come and eaten it off. Looks like we might have to give some attention to it later on in this year. This is the older apple tree. I don't know what kind of apples these are, but they're tasty. They don't get, at this point in time, they don't get much bigger than that, but it makes really wonderful applesauce. And then this guy, which looks to have some fire blight, which I will need to take care of, is our pear tree. I believe these are Bosch pears, but I'm not really sure. Once they're fully ripened, they are so sweet and delicious. And every year we get more pears than we can possibly consume. There's a close-up of some of our pears and our native birds that like to come in here. But yeah, there's some, looks like some fire blight that I'll need to address soon. Moving on. Oh, looks like we've got some deer poop out here too. Thanks guys for fertilizing the lawn. Here's another apple tree. These are doing pretty good for, for what we have. The deer have not gotten to all of those yet, so that's great. Here a couple years ago I planted a cherry tree, so it's growing pretty well. I don't expect to get any cherries off it for, I don't know, a few years. Moving on, we have a very sad peach tree. We've had some growth on this tree, but they usually only grow to be about the size of a quarter and then they fall off. I'm not sure if I need to have like cross-pollination and have another one planted before it actually starts giving some fruit, or if there's something else that I need to do. If any of you guys out there know of what I can do or what I should do, I do got to put some mulch down pretty soon. And then we have 3 blueberry bushes. These bushes are in year 2 of their growth. And so what I learned from the extension is, oh, here we go. This is a nice little treat. Thank you. What I learned from the extension is that until about year 3 of the blueberries, you don't really want to allow them to fruit, because the root ball, and say this bush right here, is only comes out to about here. So that's about a foot in diameter, max. What you want it to be is to be about out here, and allow those roots to have all their resources, or all the resources that come to the bush go into the roots, so that they have a good, firm, deep planting. And then once that happens, then you'll start getting some more mature, better quality blueberries. So that's what we did in the, what was it, early spring, when we had buds starting to come out, little, flowers. We pulled them all off to prevent them from growing berries. This one didn't listen, so we have some blueberries. It's not going to hurt it much, but we'll have to put some more fertilizer on there to get them going. All right, and that's the orchard. Next, we'll go in there. It's a little bit of chaos, but let's start out here. Please forgive my weeds on the outside of the garden boxes. I do not plant anything in the ground. I don't like to bend over that far. It's painful, and so I try to do as many raised beds as possible. So I just came in here. I put these posts in, put the fence up to help prevent the deer from coming in, although it's not entirely impossible for them. And then I put a bunch of mulch down to kind of cover the grass. But as you can see, the weeds are still growing through. I will get to that. In this box right here, we have planted some sweet potato slips. Some of these slips don't look like they're doing great, but that's okay, because we've got quite a few. I have topsoil, compost that I bought commercially, and then I also put some of my own compost in there and mixed it all up, so it should be pretty healthy. Over here we don't have anything right now. We're just letting the soil rest. I did upgrade this year to a different type of sprinkler system. Years prior, I was using those ones that we used to run through as a kid that would kind of go back and forth. Every year they would break, so this year I went with this one, and I really like it a lot better. In here, and I saw this morning. I'm not sure what kind of mushroom that is, but that was growing in there. In here is my feeble attempt at corn. You see, this is popcorn, actually, not sweet corn. I did try a Three Sisters kind of approach, but the only thing that really took off was the spaghetti squash, which I picked already. There's actually one over there that's still growing. There is a chance that these other corns will yield, but it's a little tight. So we'll see what happens there. But this is spaghetti squash. The weeds aren't too bad. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And here we have more sweet potatoes. These boxes are where I grow the huckleberries, the huckleberry potatoes that I just showed you in another video. But this time I decided to put my sweet potato slips in these boxes. Let's see what happens. Every year I usually try something different, but because sometimes things don't work and other times things work. Yeah, you can see that spaghetti squash in there. We'll see what happens with that guy. All right, let's head on in to the greenhouse. Now, I'll give you a warning in advance. It is not pretty in here. I have been battling crabgrass for the last few years. And last year after the growing season was over, I went ham on on the grass, and put in some new boxes and put down weed barrier. And this is our strawberry patch. I didn't want to pull this all up because I love our strawberries, but they're getting to the point now where they're going to need to be transplanted. I'm going to have to pull this up. I'm going to have to get rid of all the crabgrass again. But we try to live in a symbiotic relationship. So in here, in this first one right here, I planted in the spring, late winter, early spring, I planted beets and carrots. Well, then I also put my compost down, and I got a whole bunch of unexpected crops. I got this squash here that is not doing great. There's another squash there. I also got cucumbers, which I see a kind of a large one in there that needs to be pulled out. Let me reach in here and grab this guy. Actually, it's not too big. There we go. There's some tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes over there. And somewhere in there is carrots and beets maybe that are still growing. I did pull a bunch of beets out already, and they were delicious. But they just didn't get very big because I think they got overcrowded. Here was an attempt at eggplant. Oh, there's a nice little grasshopper in there. Eggplant did not do very well. I've tried 3 years in a row to do eggplant. It's hard. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Here is our primary cucumber patch. And then over here in the back is our primary tomatoes. I purposefully planted Roma tomatoes. They're all kind of leaning up against the little scaffolding there. You can kind of see that they're coming in pretty well. I hopefully, as long as the caterpillars, the bugs don't get to them, I expect that we're gonna have a pretty decent crop of Roma tomatoes, which makes me very excited because I love spaghetti and I love to make spaghetti sauce. Drop some pickles, or cucumbers, excuse me. And finally, in here is more sweet potato slips. Like I said, I'm trying to do something different. I got some outside, got some inside. They look like they're doing really well in here so far. I only planted them, I guess, about a week ago. A little more in terms of orientation for our irrigation. I built this irrigation system consisting of PVC pipe and these wonky sprinkler heads. I don't know if you can see those or not. I ordered that they screw into the PVC there. And that PVC sprinkler is all over. It's really, I mean, you can see how everything is grown. It's very humid in here. We have lots of weeds that I fight consistently. We'll do more battle in the fall. Here I had a pipe run out from my house for irrigation into the greenhouse, because before that I was running a hose from the house, and that didn't really work very well. So I had my plumber come out and install this. They're all on timers. I really like this setup. It seems to be working pretty well for us, as you can see by the growth. So that's the greenhouse, and that is almost all of the things that we grow. Over there in the distance, right there, is a pecan tree, or pecan tree as some people like to call it. I planted that a few years ago. That'll continue to grow as long as the deer don't eat it all. Most of y'all have seen our meat chickens. I'll just go check on them, see what their food situation is, and see if I have to make some adjustments. I moved the tractor yesterday. Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give them some more food in a few hours. But yeah, they seem to like it in there. I built a box. I did put like pine shavings in there, but they kicked them all out. So I said, okay, no more for you. And then here's our fire pit. We've got to make some improvements too. There's always something to do on the homestead, and there's never enough time to do it all. So here are our, I'm going to call them OG American breasts. I'll do another segment on the story of our American breasts at another time, but there are 4 hens and 1 rooster, all 100% American breasts. The nice thing about them is they're a dual purpose bird, and I use these guys here to give us the eggs that I put in the incubator so that we can continue our sustainable lifestyle in terms of meat chickens. And then, let's go over here. You guys have seen the mahal. I'll just kind of come down here and make sure Jake the snake isn't out here that's going to get me. I got to mow. There's the mahal. There's our 3 coops. And we've got about 15 layers in there, all different kinds. And then every couple of years, I'll put more of their eggs in the incubator to kind of keep our supply of chicken eggs in the mix. Lastly, we have our berries. So here we have our amazing blackberries. They're mostly out of season now. Oh, here's a nice one that I'm just gonna take a bite out of. Well, I'm gonna eat the whole thing. Let me get under here, this net. So I use this netting. I'm not sure if you can see it, or at least see my hand wrestling with it. But look at that, yum. So good. So I use this netting to prevent the birds from eating all of our blackberries. It works really well. It's just kind of a pain to work with. Here is another blackberry bush. Yes, I know those are very high. Those are too high. They need to be pruned. But this year they've been going kind of crazy. So I will trim them back. There are still a few more blackberries on here that I will be bringing in to make some more jam. I had a request from my friend to make some jam for his mom, who they're going to make it into a blackberry pie because that's her favorite. So I'm happy to oblige that. And then here's another couple of blueberry bushes. We've had these here for a few years, and they look really good. Yeah, they're going to need to be pruned, which I'll do later on in the year, to try to get them nice, good shape. But this year we got some really nice plump blueberries off of them. So that's really it. That's our homestead. I hope you like what you see. I appreciate you guys coming on this journey with me. If you've got any questions about how we do different things out here, please, post something in the comments, post questions. You can email me. My email address is on our Facebook page, and our YouTube page. But yeah, or if you have pointers on, hey, you can make this better by doing this, I'd love those too, because sharing ideas and information is a great way to learn and grow. So again, thanks for your attention. Please subscribe to our channel, like our videos and content, and share. Have a great day.